Canada tightens immigration, prioritizes in-demand jobs. New visas for essential workers. Welcome back to Canada Chronicles. Today, we're diving deep into the latest changes in Canada's immigration policies. With stricter rules but targeted opportunities for essential workers, there's a lot to unpack. If you're looking to understand how these shifts could impact your path to Canada, you're in the right place. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you never miss an update on all things Canada immigration. And if you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might benefit from this crucial information. Let's get started. Canada's approach to immigration is undergoing significant changes as the government seeks to address pressing economic and labor market needs while tightening overall immigration criteria. As the country faces labor shortages in key sectors, new visa opportunities are being introduced to prioritize essential and in-demand jobs. At the same time, stricter immigration rules are being implemented to ensure that the individuals entering the country are well equipped to contribute to Canada's economy. This video explores these developments, examining the implications for both prospective immigrants and the Canadian economy. Stricter immigration rules. A response to economic pressures. Canada's immigration policies have always been shaped by the country's economic and social needs. However, recent challenges such as the COVID-19 pandemic, housing shortages, and demographic shifts have prompted the government to implement stricter immigration rules. These changes aim to ensure that immigration continues to benefit the country while addressing concerns about resource allocation and integration. One of the most significant changes is the tightening of criteria across several immigration programs. For example, the Express Entry System, which manages applications for permanent residency through the Federal Skilled Worker Program, Federal Skilled Trades Program, and Canadian Experience Class, has seen higher Comprehensive Ranking System (CRS) score cutoffs. This means that only the most competitive candidates, those with higher education levels, strong work experience, and language proficiency, are being invited to apply for permanent residency. Language requirements have also become more stringent. While language proficiency in English or French has always been a key component of the immigration process, recent changes have raised the bar even further. Applicants must now achieve higher scores on language tests, particularly for jobs that require strong communication skills. This move ensures that newcomers can integrate more effectively into the Canadian workforce and society. Additionally, the Temporary Foreign Worker Program, TFWP, which allows Canadian employers to hire foreign workers for temporary roles, has seen tighter regulations. Employers now face more rigorous requirements to prove that they have made extensive efforts to hire Canadian citizens or permanent residents before turning to foreign workers. These changes reflect the government's commitment to prioritizing Canadian workers while still addressing critical labor shortages in essential industries. Prioritizing in-demand jobs. Addressing labor shortages in key sectors. Despite the tightening of immigration rules, Canada continues to prioritize workers in essential and in-demand sectors. The government recognizes that certain industries face chronic labor shortages that could hinder economic growth if left unaddressed. As a result, new visa opportunities are being introduced to attract workers in these fields, ensuring that Canada's labor market remains competitive and capable of meeting the needs of its population. 1. Healthcare. A critical sector in need of support. The healthcare sector is at the forefront of Canada's efforts to prioritize in-demand jobs. The COVID-19 pandemic highlighted the critical role that healthcare professionals play in maintaining public health, and the sector has faced ongoing shortages of doctors, nurses, and other healthcare workers. To address these challenges, Canada has introduced new immigration pathways specifically designed for healthcare workers. Provincial nominee programs, PNPs, have been expanded to include streams that prioritize healthcare professionals. For example, provinces like Ontario and British Columbia have introduced healthcare-specific streams that allow nurses, doctors, and other medical professionals to fast-track their applications for permanent residency. Additionally, the federal government has implemented new work permits that make it easier for healthcare workers to enter Canada and gain employment while their permanent residency applications are being processed. These efforts are part of a broader strategy to ensure that Canada's healthcare system remains resilient and capable of meeting the needs of its growing and aging population. 2. Agriculture and food processing. Ensuring food security. Canada's agriculture and food processing sectors have long relied on foreign workers, particularly for seasonal and labor-intensive roles. These industries are essential to Canada's food security, and labor shortages in these areas could have severe consequences for the country's ability to produce and process food. To address these issues, the Canadian government has maintained and expanded programs that prioritize agricultural workers. The Agri-Food Immigration Pilot, launched in 2020, continues to provide a pathway to permanent residency for workers in key agricultural sectors, such as meat processing, mushroom production, and greenhouse cultivation. This program recognizes the importance of these workers in maintaining the country's food supply and provides them with opportunities to settle in Canada permanently. In addition to the Agri-Food Immigration Pilot, the Seasonal Agricultural Worker Program, SAWP, allows employers to hire foreign workers for temporary roles in agriculture. While the government has imposed stricter regulations on other temporary worker programs, it has ensured that SAWP remains accessible to meet the ongoing demand for labor in agriculture. Measures have also been introduced to improve the rights and working conditions of seasonal agricultural workers, ensuring that they are treated fairly while contributing to Canada's economy. 3. Construction and skilled trades. Building the future. As Canada's population grows, so does the demand for housing and infrastructure. The construction industry, which includes skilled trades such as electricians, plumbers, and carpenters, plays a crucial role in meeting this demand. However, labor shortages in this sector have made it difficult to keep up with the pace of construction. To address these shortages, Canada has introduced new immigration pathways for workers in the construction and skilled trade sectors. The Federal Skilled Trades Program, FSTP, part of the Express Entry System, remains a key avenue for skilled tradespeople to immigrate to Canada. Despite the tightening of immigration criteria, the FSTP continues to prioritize workers in trades that are essential to the country's construction industry. In addition to federal programs, several provinces have introduced PNP streams that target workers in construction and related trades. These programs provide a faster route to permanent residency for workers who possess the skills needed to build and maintain Canada's infrastructure. By prioritizing these workers, Canada ensures that it can continue to develop the housing and infrastructure necessary to support its growing population. 4. Transportation and logistics. Keeping the economy moving. The transportation and logistics sector is another area where Canada faces significant labor shortages. Truck drivers, in particular, are in high demand, as they play a critical role in transporting goods across the country. The pandemic underscored the importance of this sector, as disruptions to supply chains highlighted the need for a reliable and resilient transportation network. To attract workers in transportation and logistics, Canada has introduced new visa opportunities that prioritize these essential roles. Provincial programs, such as those in Manitoba and Alberta, have created specific streams within their PNPs to attract truck drivers and other logistics workers. These programs provide a pathway to permanent residency for workers with experience in this sector, ensuring that Canada's supply chains remain strong and efficient. The federal government has also introduced new work permits for transportation workers, allowing them to enter the country and gain employment while their permanent residency applications are processed. By prioritizing workers in transportation and logistics, Canada is ensuring that its economy can continue to function smoothly, even in the face of global disruptions. Balancing stricter rules with economic necessities. While Canada's stricter immigration rules aim to ensure that only the most qualified candidates are admitted, they also present challenges for both immigrants and employers. The increased emphasis on documentation and higher thresholds for language proficiency and work experience can make it more difficult for immigrants to meet the requirements. This can be particularly challenging for workers in essential sectors who may have the necessary skills but lack formal qualifications or language proficiency. To address these challenges, the Canadian government has introduced several measures to support both immigrants and employers. For example, expanded language training programs help immigrants improve their language skills and meet the requirements for permanent residency. Additionally, financial incentives for employers who hire foreign workers in essential sectors help offset the costs associated with the stricter immigration rules. Despite these challenges, the prioritization of in-demand jobs presents significant opportunities for both immigrants and the Canadian economy. For immigrants, the focus on essential sectors means that those with the right skills and experience have a clearer path to permanent residency and employment in Canada. For the Canadian economy, the prioritization of essential workers ensures that critical industries have the labor force they need to thrive. Protecting worker rights and ensuring fair treatment. As Canada continues to prioritize essential workers, it is also crucial to ensure that these workers are treated fairly and have access to the same rights and protections as Canadian citizens. Reports of exploitation and poor working conditions, particularly among temporary foreign workers in agriculture and food processing, have prompted the government to take action. In response to these concerns, the federal government has strengthened labor protections for temporary foreign workers. New regulations require employers to provide better living conditions, fair wages, and access to healthcare for foreign workers. Additionally, the government has increased inspections and penalties for employers who violate labor laws, ensuring that workers are protected from exploitation. The government has also expanded access to pathways for permanent residency for temporary foreign workers, particularly those in essential roles. By providing these workers with the opportunity to transition to permanent residency, Canada ensures that they can fully integrate into society and enjoy the same rights and benefits as other residents. The future of Canada's immigration policies. As Canada continues to navigate the challenges of an evolving global economy and demographic shifts, its immigration policies will likely continue to evolve. The emphasis on stricter rules and prioritizing in-demand jobs reflects a broader trend in global immigration policies, where countries seek to balance the need for skilled workers with the need to manage the economic and social impacts of immigration. In the coming years, we can expect Canada to further refine its immigration policies, with a continued focus on attracting workers in essential sectors. The government may introduce new visa opportunities for emerging industries, such as green energy and technology, while maintaining strict criteria to ensure that immigrants can contribute to the country's long-term growth. For prospective immigrants, this means that while the path to Canada may be more challenging, opportunities still exist for those with the right skills and experience. By focusing on in-demand jobs and meeting the stricter requirements, immigrants can find opportunities to build a successful life in Canada. Canada's immigration policies are undergoing significant changes as the government imposes stricter rules while prioritizing in-demand jobs. This approach reflects the country's need to balance economic growth with the realities of a global economy that demands highly skilled and essential workers. By focusing on sectors like healthcare, agriculture, construction, and transportation, Canada is ensuring that its most vital industries have the workforce they need to thrive. As these policies continue to evolve, Canada remains a destination of choice for immigrants who can meet the stringent criteria and contribute to the nation's economic and social well-being. For those seeking to build a life in Canada, understanding and navigating these new visa opportunities will be key to unlocking the door to a prosperous future. That wraps up today's deep dive into Canada's evolving immigration landscape. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might benefit from this information. Remember to subscribe to Canada Chronicles and hit the notification bell so you're always the first to know about the latest updates and tips on making your Canadian dream a reality. Have any questions or thoughts? Drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.